Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about Doven Wolf Commander Type, and then we have the pilot Rakan. So this is just going to be a short, it's just you guys summon or not. I think when I am taking a look at this unit, right off the bat, like the positive aspect of this unit is the fact that it's low investment friendly. Alright, because the transcendent skill don't really matter for this unit in a sense. You're not really getting more bonus that's offering to your allies or whatnot, so this is definitely more for self-sufficient. You're increasing accuracy, increasing beam damage, and then increasing that EX skill gauge, so that's all trivial stuff. So I feel like for a support unit, that's actually pretty good. So if you are someone that wants I guess a melee centric support type unit, I think this is definitely the best way to go. But talking about the other perspective, besides the transcendent skill, we have the potential leash. That unfortunately it is going to be a little bit more investment heavy, because you guys can see that when they are showing us the stat, obviously it looks cool at level 5, so you're getting that 5 seconds, granting all allies absolute evasion status. But the thing is, if you summon this unit, you only have one copy, right? So that is not going to be a 5%, so it's not going to be a 5 seconds, so that's going to be where they kind of catch you right there. So if you are summoning for this unit, what you want to look out for is you cannot solely rely on the EX skill to provide you with the absolute evasion, because most of the time it's going to be too short and it's going to be really vulnerable. The other aspect I do want to point out is the fact that now any of your low investment rate unit or your close combat unit now has a battery that allows them to perform better with the higher evasion rate. So essentially with skill 1, you are getting a 28% evasion rate for both rate and close combat. So you can kind of treat that as like the equivalent of having 2 evasion module on a slot, and keep that in mind, you still have your evasion module to consider about. So I think in that aspect it's pretty cool, because you guys know some of your close combat, some of your rate unit, they underperform because they don't dodge. So I think having this unit is actually pretty cool, because they are now being able to, I guess, perform at a better level than they were previously. So that aspect I think is pretty cool. In terms of skill 2, it's just pretty much the opposite, is reducing the enemy's evasion rate. So I guess in that aspect it's good for arena wise, because if you do run into a situation where, let's say, you face Hakashiki or you face off against like a blue Destiny unit 1, that's going to be a way to counter that unit or those units specifically. So I guess in that ways it's kind of cool. But if we do have to speak about, let's say, some, I guess, cons or some negative I feel about this unit, I feel overall is niche. It target a specific group of unit, which I don't know if I like that. So the lifespan for this unit, obviously it depends on what they release. So close combat raid unit, they are obviously still continue to pump up them, regardless. But I think ultimately with this unit, still have a spot a future on, which I think that's the biggest question. In comparison to Easy A, I feel like this unit does not have the most spotlight ever, just because of the unit that we take a look at, like raid unit and close combat units. They generally don't perform as good as the other counterpart, like your generic, your bombardment, or even like some of your other ones. So I feel like this unit is definitely a hot skip for a lot of people. So definitely do wait until we get this unit in the standard pool, and then at that point in time, if you do have one copy of this unit, I think you're set to go, because pretty much what this unit is offering is within the skill 1 and skill 2. You don't necessarily need higher star investment to make this unit good, so I think that's definitely a cool aspect. So definitely do wait, don't waste your diamonds, because we know next week we should be getting Phoenix. I'm anticipating, because it's gonna be a purple purple enemy, so definitely the yellow is gonna be the counter color to that. And honestly, there's just not another yellow on top of my mind that I think is going to be releasing anytime soon anyways. So I think Phoenix is probably safe to say it's going to be dropping. And then the week following that, since the fact that they teased the what is it, 1.5 mil download celebration. So I have a hinge, or I just have a feeling that they are going to be releasing the memorial statue new Gundam. So I do implore you guys to save first and then see what's going on. Because this is a standard banner unit, you can always get any type of standard pool anyway. So there is definitely no rush. All right, just wanna say that right there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wouldn't recommend it, even though there are some cool feature that I think is good. And the pilots, all right. On the other hand, I feel like the pilot is actually not that bad. Remember how when I said we should skip Shiro because there are better support pilot, and this is the one that I'm talking about. Because in JP, I don't have the actual support pilot for Easy 8 like Shiro, so I didn't bother getting him or couldn't get him. So I use this one. This one is actually offering literally the same thing. Skill 1 to green units, you are green mobile suit type, increase accuracy, so that's cool and all. And then skill 2, increase EX skill gauge recovery for support type, which Easy obviously fall into that as well. And Easy also does have commander category tag as well, so that is good. So this is essentially, this pilot is offering a little bit more in terms of the ranged sense aspect. So you're getting up to a 240% stack at max capacity, so that's pretty good. The drawbacks is you're not getting, I believe, Easy A pilot. The one Shiro has I think guard rate, or not really guard rate, but reaction up, and then no, it does have guard rate. Hold up, let me check. I think he does. So it depends, right? So if you want a more, I guess, a defensive type, then you go for Shiro. If you want for a more, I guess, offensive base, you go for this one, Rakan. So I think overall he's not bad. If you guys are able to get him with the free tickets, that's definitely really good, because you can definitely slap it onto your Easy A, and I think it's gonna perform just as good as well. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I would not implore you guys to summon just to summon for the pilot, because it's, at that point in time, it's not worth it. So I think that's gonna be a wrap. Like I said again, I just want to make this one a really short review, because there's not really much to talk about. He's just kind of like here and there for now. I don't really think he's gonna be too optimal in the future gameplay, so that's why it's gonna be a skip. But overall, it should be a good battery for your close combat, your raid unit for sure. But I just don't feel like you guys should be wasting your diamond to summon for him. Other than that, that's gonna be it, and I'll be catching you guys up on the next one.